Hello Cherries, my name is Jerry Cherry. Welcome to my channel. I hope that you enjoyed the guitar solo to If This Is It from Huey Lewis in the News and guitarist Chris Hayes. Now I'm going to teach you all three solos, the intro solo, the middle main solo, and the outro solo. But first, if you enjoyed this video, please tap the like button, hammer on the subscribe button, and ring the bell for notifications. Thank you. As I teach the solo, I'm going to explain how and why the notes work over the chords. This way you can internalize the music and you can apply this information to your own writing and improv. So the intro and outro solos both have the same chord progressions. It's a G, B minor 7, a D minor 7, and an E7. And does this little scalar ascending riff. It goes like this. That's basically the rhythm under the solo. The intro solo and the outro solo. The middle solo is a different rhythm, and we'll get to that shortly. Okay, so the opening solo starts off in G major, then it takes on some twists and turns when we get to the D minor and the E7 chords, because those chords are not in the key. So it makes it really interesting. So the whole opening riff sounds like this. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm sliding up from this D chord here. I'm kind of letting go of the chord along the way. Just landing on the G note on the B string. Then I'm going. And that's on the 7th fret E string, the B note here. And then the 10th fret B string, 8th fret B string, back up to the 10th fret, 7th fret B string, 7th fret G string. So we got. And you can see that this is outlining the G chord over the first chord. There's the G. Right? And then the next riff is outlining a B minor. It's actually outlining the 7th degree, the 5th, and the minor 3rd. So here's the B minor 7 right here. You can see the chord right in the riff. B minor 7 chord. Now Chris Hayes in his solo, and most of his solos, he doesn't really use a very wide vibrato. And the vibrato is very, very narrow. It's not a very wide vibrato. Now the next riff, it's not bending it, it's going straight into it, sliding into it. And that's the on the G string, 7th fret, G string 9th fret, G string 10th fret. That's over the D minor chord. So it's the next part is 9th and 10th on the D string, 7th fret on the G string. Then a little chromatic note here where it's on the 8th fret to the 9th fret, down to the B string, 8th and 10th fret. Then the next riff. So you're on the B string, doing a little pull off here, from the 10th fret to the 8th fret on the B string. On the E string, 7th fret, 8th fret, 10th fret, and then bending the 10th fret on the B string up a whole step. It's doing an attack while the note's up. You have a and then down on the B string, 10th fret, E string 10th fret. So the last riff is over the D minor chord, This D note is going to be over the E7 again. Once again, you have so it's really like the same thing as before. You have the D note. Over the E chord, you have the B and the C on the B string, 12th fret, 13th fret. Over the E7 chord, the 7th, the 5th, the 6th. I like to talk in degrees because that's really what music is all about. It's different degrees, understanding how the degrees of the notes you're hitting go over the chords. Then we do this little arpeggio down on the 12th fret, B string, G string, and D string. That's going up over the ascending run in A. So you're really just outlining a G major chord. Then the last riff is on the D string, 12th fret, 13th fret, 14th fret. To the G string, 12th fret, 14th fret. Landing on the 12th fret. Okay, so the middle solo, the main solo, let me show you the chord progression. E flat 7. And then an F with an E flat in the bass. So it sounds like this. Or you could just play the E flat 7 to the F. Because the bass is going to be playing the E flat. It's going to sound like that. Then it goes to a G chord with a low D. So it's a G with a D bass. And a C with the D bass. So it's going to sound like this. E flat, major 7. Second time. To an E minor, then the riff. So basically, the first part is, and that's over the E major 7 chord. As you can see, it's outlining the chord. Right there, I'm bending up to the major 7th of the chord. I'm not bending, I'm just hitting the major 7th of the chord. The D note. Hear that in the chord? It's really like a Lydian feel because I'm playing this one. Feel like a 4 and a 5 chord next to each other. It's like a Lydian sound here. So the riff is on the G string. And I'm bending up the 6th fret. I'm bending up the 7th fret, sorry. 4th fret, 5th fret, 7th fret. And the next part is it's going to be the 8th fret on the D string, then back to the G string, 5th and 7th. Bending it again. Sliding up on the G string to the 9th fret and 7th fret. Then hammering on G string, 9th fret. To the B string on the 8th fret, 10th fret. It's really like C major. Let's go. So I'm bending a B. Landing on the D note here. Bending up the B to the C note on the B string. 12th fret, 13th fret. Then landing on the G string, 7th fret. So here's the next part. That riff right there. And it's basically on the 12th fret, bending it up a whole step from the B string, 13th fret. So the first note is the E string, 12th fret. No, 10th fret. E string, 12th fret. The D note. Then bending up the C note to the D. And the 13th fret. What part of the chord is that? It's the major 7th of E flat. This gives it really kind of a jazzy sound there. Most of the time when you bend up a D like this, because you're playing over a D chord, but you're really playing over an E flat 7. You're emphasizing the major 7th of this. And the rest of the riff is like this. And the last part is 12th fret E note. Up to the 15th fret on the E string, the G note. 15th fret, G note, then to the E note. And this last riff goes like this. Going down like a G major arpeggio here, starting on the 20th fret, 19th fret in the E string, 20th fret on the B string, 19th fret on the G string, then the 16th fret on the G string. And I'm bending up the 17th fret on the G string, up a whole step. Then down the scale here, 17th fret, 16th fret, 14th fret. So D string, 17th fret, the G note. A string, 15th fret, D string, 14th fret, D string, 17th fret. Okay, so the final last outro solo, it's the same progression as the intro solo. With the first part of the riff goes like this. I'm hitting the G note on the D string, sliding up to the 9th fret, down to the 7th fret. You're basically playing over like a G major scale right here. G note, the 3rd, to the 2nd degree. Then on the G string, from the 7th fret to the 9th fret. You got. Then on the B string, sliding from the 6th fret to the 8th fret. So you have. Oops. You have. And then you have the B string 10th fret to the 9th fret. And that's emphasizing the E7 chord. There's that oddball chord in the middle there. And you're playing the 3rd of the E major 7. So really you're playing from the G, landing on this A note over this B minor 7, that's right here, emphasizing the 7th degree of the B minor 7. Same thing with the D note here. That's part of the B. That's the 3rd of B minor 7. So you have the G chord. That's emphasizing the D minor chord. Right? Because you're playing an F note there. 3rd of D minor right here. Okay. So you're really targeting. The guy, Chris Hayes, is really great at just targeting like all the chords. And it's really, really beautiful how he does that. So you're going 12th fret on the B string, 13th fret on the B string to the C, B and C. Then you're playing the high E string, E note, 12th fret, the D note, 10th fret. The next riff goes like this. So you're basically going right to the G, 15th fret on the E string, bending up to the major third. So you got the 17th fret up to the 19th fret, landing on the 17th fret, 14th fret, 15th of the E string, 15th fret of the B string. Then you're going. E string, the 13th fret, 12th fret, back to the B string, 15th fret. So on the B string, 12th fret, 13th fret, 15th fret. So basically right around the G pentatonic scale, or G major scale. This whole thing's based around G major scale right here. With the exception of some of those chords that they're targeting, the D minor chord and the E7 chord, which are not in G major, because we're playing a D minor chord there. Once again, over that E chord, basically does that at the same time. He hits the D, the B, and the C almost every time over that E7 chord. So you have the B string, 13th fret, 12th fret, G string, 12th fret, D string, 14th fret, G string, 12th fret, G string, 14th fret, to the B string, 12th fret. So the next part goes like this. And what that is, he's really emphasizing the D minor chord and the E7 chord right here. It's beautiful the way he does that. Then he's kind of quickly hitting the E note, which is on the G string here, on the 9th fret. Then he's quickly hitting the G string and the B string on the 10th fret, which is really part of the D minor chord right here. It's the 3rd and the 5th of D minor. Here's the D minor. Then he quickly hits the 12th fret B string, 13th fret G string. And look what that's doing. That's painting the picture of an E chord, because he's hitting the 5th of E and the 3rd of E. So you have the D minor 7. And then quickly to the E note on the 12th fret, B note on the 12th fret of the B string. So you have that's that whole riff right there. So you have a that's over these two chords. It goes. B string, 12, 13, 14. G string, 14, 12. High E string, 15, 14, 12. B string, 15th fret. Bending up a whole step. Hang on that note. Back again to the same thing we did before. B string, 12th fret, 10th fret, to the 13th fret, G string, 10th fret, B string, 11th fret, G string, 12th fret. That's the same exact riff, only it's not hitting as a chord there, like the other one was. This one is more of he's just hitting the notes. So the last riff sounds like this. So after we do this, it's a little bend that goes like this. From the G, 15th fret up to the 17th fret. A little pentatonic riff right here. Bending up 15th to the 7th. landing on the 12th fret E string. Same thing on the B string. 13th fret. C note, A, G, E, G. On the B string, we have the 13th fret, G string, 14th fret, 12th fret, D string, 14th fret, 14th fret, 12th fret, the G string. And that is the whole solo. If you want to go further in the style of playing, I recommend checking out my guitar course called the Essential Skills Collection for Guitar. There's 3 topics in the course. One is fretboard memorization, where I teach the whole fretboard, how to memorize every note, how to easily access every note across the fretboard. The circle of fifths, where you'll understand what notes and chords work together. And playing the blues, because that's where all your soul and feel comes from. If you're interested, there's a link in the description. Please check it out. I also go live on this channel every Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. I usually play a song or create some loops that we could improvise over using some helpful theory and scales. Please tune in. I'd love to chat with you. Here's a question for you. What's your favorite Huey Lewis song or solo from Chris Hayes? Let me know in the comments section. I'd love to know. And remember, be cool, be kind, and be cherry. And if you want to learn another Huey Lewis solo, The Power of Love, check it out right here. I will see you there.